looking at the first half, the Cyclones tonight, I think, played with greater intensity than any game since the Oklahoma game and going back to the win over Missouri. I think they played extremely well. They lead Kansas at halftime 46-38. Look forward to a great second half. Now back to Mark and Gary.
All right, thank you, George. The crowd is really in this one, and you can see that it goes all the way to the top of the ceiling. And other games in the Big 8 tonight. Kansas State leading the Cowboys of Oklahoma State 17-14. That one's a close one and still early in the first half.
Sam Hill, as reported, had some tightness in his leg, but will start the game. Maybe a little muscle cramp. And fatigue could be a key factor in this ball game. The Kansas bench played 21 minutes. They got 21 minutes to play off their bench out of Alvarado, Harris, and Turgeon. Iowa State got 4 minutes, 2 minutes each by Spinks and Urquhart. So conditioning with a fast-paced game, if it's played the same tempo second half as it was the first, conditioning might be a factor down the end.
Well, Larry Brown discussing one of the earlier calls with referee Ron Zetcher, and he doesn't like it. And Johnny Orr and his Cyclones really fired up tonight. 10-3 in Hilton Coliseum this year.
Actually, Larry Brown has been a little reserved, I think, and one of the reasons might be is last Saturday he had 2 technicals in the first minute and 10 seconds of the game. There you see Larry making his point. He might be starting to get into the game.
Kansas is 8-2 in the Big 8, 19-6 overall, and keep in mind that the 2 conference losses came on the road at Missouri and at Oklahoma. And overall this year, Kansas is 4-3 on the road. So the road has not been overly kind to the Jayhawks either. Iowa State again opening up with his own, and Pritchard fires over top, and Greer skies for the rebound, and Pellock pushes him. And Greer limping a little bit, holding that left leg, but apparently all right as you're looking at big Mark Pellock, 6'9" sophomore from Parsons, Kansas. That'll be his second foul.
See the throw, and here's his last play as they go up in the boards, and Greer with good inside position, Pellock position there, and Pellock gives him the push and picks up his foul.
And as Iowa State comes down, Elmer Robinson was throwing to a cutter on the side, and he throws it away. So Iowa State commits its turnover and gives it right back to the Jayhawks.
I think Manning, with those 2 fouls, he's pretty passive at the end of the first half. I think one of the keys will be for Iowa State is to control him here in the early going, not let him get off to a good start.
Iowa State settled back in a 2-3 zone for the most part of this ball game. That's something you seldom see from a Johnny Orr team. He likes man-to-man, but they've been packing it in against the Jayhawks. Pritchard will launch the second shot of the half, and this one will fall. And he is also a young man that can take him out of a zone as they cut the lead to 6.
He's a good shooter, averaging Pritchard, that is, 10 points a ball game. And Greer starting on Manning inside, looked like.
Kansas really holding up the Iowa State cutters around through the middle. They give and go to Sam Hill. He'll turn and fire and banks it in.
Boy, Sam Hill has found it tonight.
12 points in the ball game for Hill. And I don't know if you call that a good shot or a lucky shot, but it still counts the same.
Let's see the zone now. Kansas looking like they're trying to spread the defense. Thompkins can drop off of Hunter or anybody outside, drop off him deep and help on the inside. Hunter, not the threat to beat you from the outside, but that kid can shoot it right there, Pritchard.
And they're going to give it to him. This time, Piper comes down with it, beats Pellock, and Schafer fouls him. So Pellock will have a couple. Schafer with his first foul of the ball game. First team foul on Iowa State in the second half. And Pellock will go to the line, hitting 62% of his free throws. And let's watch underneath.
Well, here's Hill and Manning going after it, fighting for position. Now Pritchard will go up with a shot. I talked about Piper's value to this team. You'll see Piper feel his way, get the offensive rebound, and then being a good passer, whips it right into position where Pellock goes up for the shot, was fouled by Schafer.
Pellock hits the first free throw. He has 3 points in the ball game now. Iowa State lead is cut to 7.
This kid came to Kansas when he was 17 years old.
Ooh, dangerous rebound. Comes down into the hands of Greer. And Iowa State brings it up. Keep in mind that Larry Brown has never won here at Hilton Coliseum. Greer going around Piper. Decides against it as Manning sagged back to help out.
Kansas has played excellent defense all year long. In fact, they give up field goal percentage to their opponents only 41%. That's their average on the season. That's phenomenal.
Give Kansas credit here on their defensive effort. That's twice now. Iowa State has penetrated and brought it back outside. Shot clock down to 8. They feed Schafer. Beautiful pass from Greer. Schafer does not get the roll, but he does get fouled. And Schafer will go to the line with 2 as Chris Piper picks up his foul number 3.
Well, Schafer just lives on Greer for those assists. Watch Greer. Great ability here to find the open man. You got to credit Schafer for going without the ball and finding the open spot. Tries to reverse it up. Doesn't get it. You see, he was disappointed, but goes to the line for 2. Both.
Tom Schafer is 1 for 1 at the line tonight. Milt Newton, a 6'4" sophomore forward from Washington, D.C., came in and replaced Kevin Pritchard in the lineup now for the Jayhawks.
Milt Newton was a redshirt last year. He's a talented player. The thing that's kept him out of the lineup is his defense. You can shoot the ball even though his percentage is not good, and that's because he's seeing limited action.
Turnaround by Manning, not there. Schafer with a rebound. Keep in mind that Schafer has 15 points. He only had 4 in game 1.
Good job by Elmer Robinson on the break. Penetrating in, drawing the defensive man away, and then giving the ball to Hill. And Hill is really in rhythm.
And Larry Brown says we've got to talk strategy again because it's still not working. And Iowa State has roared out on top of the Jayhawks now by 11.
Classic flavor. What do you have? Smooth flavor. That's what we'll have. That's what we favor. That's Blue Ribbon beer. That's Blue Ribbon. What do you have? That's forward flavor. What do you have? Rich full flavor. That's what we'll have. That's what we savor. And that's Blue Ribbon beer. What do you have?
Jim Wagner, Lincoln Mercury Nissan in Ames, is having a Sentra sale. Buy an 87 Nissan Sentra in 87 and buy it for $87 over invoice. You heard it right, $87 over invoice for a brand new 1987 Nissan Sentra, America's best-selling import car. If you're in the market for a truck, you can finance a new Nissan truck for as low as 3.9% or get as much as $800 cash back. This is a limited time offer, so hurry in to Jim Wagner, Lincoln Mercury Nissan in Ames.
Tonight on Segment 5, Dota's People visit Boxholm, a small town in the history book. Its very own history book written by a hometown boy.
Also tonight on the news, after the miniseries America, we'll bring you part 2 of our special series on Big Brothers, Big Sisters and how you can help. Melissa Wells will tell you what's new in the fight against oral cancer.
We're bringing you your news.
Don't stand on the sidelines. Get with it. Come to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Celebration Banquet and hear former Cleveland Brown head coach Sam Retigliano Monday, February 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Des Moines Convention Center.
17 minutes, 11 seconds left to play at Hilton Coliseum, and they're roaring tonight. And look at the field goal percentage. Iowa State, 51.4% in the first half. They haven't missed in the second half.
I think one of the keys to this ball game for both clubs will probably be the break, the ability to get out and get the ball on the break. Not necessarily the layup, but for instance, what Iowa State did the last time down, Robinson to Hill, and the unmolested shots.
Milt Newton doesn't hit it. Sam Hill grabs the rebound, and here come the Cyclones. Thompkins kicks it to Schafer. And no foul call. Unbelievable. Schafer hits the floor down to Manning. Hill fire. Cedric Hunter with a rebound, and they clear a lane. He misses it, and Hill grabs it. Now here comes Thompkins again. Both ways. He goes coast to coast. He gets it, and he's fouled.
Well, Thompkins made a great move there, Mark, on the drive. It looked like he was going to get an offensive foul, but I think you'll see him right here jump away from the defensive man. Piper goes there just a little. dart there to the left. Watch him here. Piper, a good defensive player, a smart player, will shape up on him. But watch this step away right here. In and then out. He gets through him and back around. Manning shies off because he's got 2, doesn't want to pick up 3. Tompkins watches it down through the net.
Now that's the 4th foul on Chris Piper. He has been taken out of the game, and replacing him is number 44, Keith Harris. He's in the lineup for Kansas as Gary Thompkins makes it a 3-point play. And Johnny, don't scratch your head, be jumping for joy. Iowa State leads by 14.
It's funny what emotions and adrenaline can do. This club playing like Johnny Orr expected him to play, and there's Sam Hill as they do a good job, Kansas, getting the ball inside to Manning.
And it's hard to stop an All-American. Sam Hill tried and gets nailed for foul number 3.
Well, that becomes a key factor, too, because Hill giving Iowa State a lot of offense tonight. See the ball in here to Mark Randall, a freshman out of Colorado, Englewood, Colorado. Comes to the outside. Now the good pass. Manning does a good job of sealing Hill out, not letting him go around. And Hill on the arm of Manning.
Danny Manning goes to the line, 3 of 5 tonight. He has 11 points, and he has yet to score in the second half until that one. Now, it's also probably a good factor that Darrell Spinks is back with Iowa State. He was suspended for 2 games, and they may need him to spell Sam Hill tonight if he gets in foul trouble. Manning with 13, and Iowa State on the attack, leading by a dozen.
Kansas has alternated their defenses tonight. They're in the zone.
Falling back in a 2-1-2 or 2-3, whichever you want to call it. Here's a nice feed. Hook shot. Oh, they're all falling tonight for Hill. 16 points for Hill.
And a good pass inside to the post. That's what made it. That ball no more than hit. I think it was Elmer Robinson. I'm not sure. No more hit his hand than he went right to the inside to Hill.
Off-balance shot by Milt Newton. Iowa State down with it, but they turn it over. And right now, Kansas 3-on-2. Alvarado kicks it down to Manning, and Hill has foul number 4. And that was perhaps a very, very poor decision on behalf of Sam Hill. Just a slap foul.
Yeah, that's the kind that Sammy gets himself in trouble with, Sam Hill, on the reaching in. He knows that he's got 3 fouls. He's got to stay away, and there you see him reaching across. Once might have got one by with one there, and then going up against Manning, and he drags right across his arm.
Manning goes back to the line. He already has 5 points there tonight, 5 of 7. And he's still on target. Manning with 14 points in the ball game, and it's a 13-point margin with Iowa State on top.
Well, that really hurts for Iowa State, that 4th foul on Hill, because not only is he giving him offense, but he's got the experience defensively when he wants to play. And that's the one area right there where Spinks lacks, is that experience defensively, and he picks up a quick foul.
And it just shows right there, Gary, because first of all, you have Mark Randall going around Spinks for an offensive rebound, and then Spinks getting the foul. First foul on Spinks. Kansas has an opportunity right here to make it a 3-point play. More if they shoot from long range.
Well, that'll be a big turnaround, that series where Iowa State threw the ball away coming out on the break, and then Kansas down in this possession.
Iowa State sticking in a zone. Inside to Randall, and Spinks with another foul. Caught him on the arm.
What Spinks is doing there, just the animation will get you a foul in that situation. He's chopping down. If he just gets his hand around and just flicks at the ball to knock it instead of chopping, he might get away with that. But anytime you get that animated chop at the ball, you're liable to pick up that foul.
Well, Johnny's explaining it right there. He wants Darrell to stand with his hands up. And instead, he takes a slap at it, and now Mark Randall goes to the line for a couple. In and out. Now, can Iowa State perhaps afford to slow it down a little bit while Hill's on the bench?
Well, I don't think they want to slow it down here offensively. Defensively, they're going to be tough. Their game, as I said, is to get up and down the court. I think they have to get some cheap baskets on the break. If they get into a half-court game entirely, I think it'll be tough to win.
Schafer from the top.
Boy, Schafer did a nice job there. Manning was overplaying the play almost from the scouting report, knowing that he's going to come off the pick. Schafer started, ducked back in, reared up, and shot the ball.
Rebound, fought for, loose ball, Iowa State basketball. Spinks is going to get another one. He doesn't know how to handle Danny Manning. He was hooking him from behind.
Well, the Cyclones lucky there. Kansas had inside position. I think Elmer Robinson got a piece of that ball and was able to knock it away and off a Kansas player.
Now Pritchard guarding man-to-man on Robinson, too close, holding up the cutter. And Kansas switching from zone to man, and that time the eyes of referee Ron Spittler right on the play.
You saw a good look at Pritchard there. There's Larry Brown, one of his assistants, Mark Freidinger, on the right. But Pritchard was twice the Oklahoma Player of the Year in high school. He's got a job staying up with Elmer Robinson. He's 6'3", 170. Elmer about 6'5", and 230.
That's the fourth team foul on the Jayhawks. Robinson is open. He'll launch it. Doesn't hit it. Schafer flips it back to Spinks, and he wasn't ready for it. Here's Cedric Hunter leading the Kansas break. And a foul on Thompkins.
Boy, better be careful. He's going to get it.
Watch it. He got it.
Yep.
Tompkins reacting to the call, objecting to the call, and Tompkins gets the technical foul.
There's an expensive possession going to be here again. You have to know officials, too. Ron Zetcher is probably quicker with the tee than any official in the Big 8, as far as I'm concerned, what I've seen.
It's only one shot, though, not on the bench. It is on the player. And now Johnny Orr wants to call time to talk to his players and get things straightened out. He also wants to talk to the referee. Well, there's timeout for now. 14-18 to play. Iowa State still leads the Jayhawks by 14.
Today's higher rate U.S. savings bonds are surprising people. Did you know that last year's average rate exceeded 9%? And that bond sales were up almost 30%? And did you know that bonds have a guaranteed minimum rate? And bonds sell for as little as $25? Savings bonds, paying better than ever. Call for the current rate. You'll be surprised, too. People are buying bonds everywhere you look.
Here's something you won't see every day. Heritage Cablevision is lowering the monthly price of their premium channels. This isn't a sale or a special, and it isn't for a limited time only. From now on, you can get most Heritage premium channels for just $9.95 a month or less. And you can save even more when you take 2 premium channels. So call Heritage Cablevision and get a premium channel for just $9.95 a month. It's really a good deal, so call today.
For a new treat, pour Reineke's popcorn toppings on plain popcorn. Get cheddar cheese, nacho cheese, and sour cream and onion in your grocer's popcorn section.
Don't get a chance to look at this last play and see what you think here. Cedric Hunter will penetrate on Thompkins coming in. Thompkins comes through, goes down low, gets the ball, and you can't tell whether he gets the ball or not by the actions of the ball going straight down, and that's what I look at a lot of times. You think that he got the basketball. If he hits him in the arm, the ball's probably going to pop up. If he gets him on the wrist.
Now, it was not a shooting foul because they're not in the bonus yet. This is the technical foul that Danny Manning is shooting, and he does not hit it. Kansas will get the basketball out at half court. So maybe it wasn't really that much benefit to Kansas.
No, it's not going to be because they missed the free throw, and they would have had the possession on the foul out of bounds anyhow.
Kansas shooting only 11% for the second half. Oh, there was a walk. He got away with it. Harris took 2 steps and passed it. Inside to Manning. They're going to go inside now, and Manning makes a nice move for that basket.
That defensive man, Schafer, in that case, Harris does not have the long range, can hit the short jumper. He's going to have to wait a little bit before he flashes out there so they can help inside on Manning.
Greer goes around Manning, and they call Manning for the foul, and Danny Manning doesn't like it. And look at Danny Manning and Jeff Greer do battle inside.
There's Jeff, gets the defensive man coming up. The defensive man overcharges, lets Greer go by. Greer has that ability to jump aside and avoid the foul right there in the charge. And Manning picks up his 3rd foul.
Manning tried to sort of reach out and sort of push his stomach out there to bother him, and he got tabbed for number 3. Greer at the line. And Greer now is 5 out of 6 from the line. And Larry Brown looking on. What a player. Two of the best in the Big Eight doing battle tonight. Greer and Danny Manning. And Iowa State continues to lead by 14. 13:40 left to play.
The zone defense that Johnny Orr has played predominantly throughout the game has been pretty effective.
And they're going inside. Oh, they got Spinks hung up again. There's no secret now. You want to go inside. Spinks can't handle Manning, and Sam Hill, if he was in there, has 4 fouls.
Well, he's got to help and get help. Now, see, that defense, Greer in this case, has got to either get back in there tight. He can't be in between covering his man and Manning. He's got to do one or the other. Get up, either put pressure on the ball or drop deep. And I think what Johnny Orr wants is to drop deep and keep Manning from getting the ball.
That was also the 7th team foul on Iowa State. So now Manning hits the first of 1 and 1, and he's going to get them both, probably.
The trade-off, you see, if you'd rather not have Manning, I'm sure Iowa State would rather not have Manning have the ball down inside. If you get beat, you'd rather make him beat you from the outside. Because when Manning gets it, he's not only effective down there, but he also can kill you with the pass.
Greer going against Harris. Somebody got a piece of it. Kansas fights for it. Pritchard comes down and loses it. But it's picked up by Mark Randall. And Schafer did a great job avoiding contact and a foul.
Good acceleration hustle by Randall right there. They saved that ball.
12-point Iowa State lead. Pritchard from 3. Doesn't hit it. Loose ball picked up, and it's kicked back out to Cedric Hunter. And Iowa State has to get back in a hurry. Manning left open for a moment.
Well, Iowa State on the boards was tough in that first half. They're going to have to stay with it.
Spinks and Manning going at it inside. Greer trying to help out down low. Here's Harris with an air ball. Manning with a rebound. And Schafer comes up with it. Thompkins, 3-on-1 to Robinson. And a block on Kansas. Mark Pritchard, the basket will count.
You're going to see a great play here by Gary Thompkins. He takes the pass. He does a step out immediately. It's what you should do when you're blind. A 45-degree step out, goes one way, clears the lane for Robinson. He comes over the top, good concentration, and Pritchard picks up the blocking foul. But the key play was Thompkins avoiding the jam on the defense, stepping out at that 45-degree angle and avoiding an offensive foul.
11 points in the ball game for Elmer Robinson. 2 of 2 at the line tonight, and he makes it a three-pointer.
I've never seen Elmer Robinson for Iowa State fill the lane as many times as I've seen him bust down the court as he has tonight.
Cedric Hunter drives and fires and doesn't hit it. Manning with a roll. Good follow-up by Danny Manning.
I think one thing is Spinks is going to have to concentrate. Whoever's on Manning. Good ball movement.
Good pass from Robinson to Schafer. And Spinks with a tremendous tip-in.
Continuing my thought, down on this end for Iowa State, Spinks needs to concentrate only on blocking off Manning off the boards if he's got him in the zone. And go for the rebound late or let the other kids rebound, because Manning's on that offensive glass every time.
Well, they're trying to go to him. Pritchard stripped of the ball. Greer comes up with it. Thompkins all the way. Doesn't hit it. Schafer up with the rebound. Foul by Pritchard. And that will be number 4 on the super young guard from Kansas.
Boy, Schafer, just tremendous the hustle that he's given Iowa State this year. End line to end line, he never quits. Here's Thompson getting up and over, doesn't get it. Schafer just snatches the ball out of the air, and then Pritchard on the grab gets him. Watch Gary trying to look the defensive man away. Randall gets there, he avoids him on the offensive foul, and Schafer, big rebound, never give up, hustle all the way. He gets the chance to go to the charity stripe for a couple.
All right, Pritchard on the bench with 4 fouls. Some new faces in the Kansas lineup now. We've got Jeff Geldner, a 6'5" freshman guard from Charleston. We also have Mark Turgeon in there as Schafer goes to the line for 2. Schafer 4 of 4 at the free throw line. He has 18 points in the ball game.
You know, in the conference, I'm sure there's some Missouri Tiger fans and Oklahoma fans that are sitting back. They're anywhere close to this game, be able to see it or listening, that are excited. They know it gives them a chance to get in this Big 8 conference race.
Iowa State has expanded its lead to 17 as Danny Manning cuts it back down to size.
Boy, and a good pass by Mark Turgeon. He's a roll, a spot player, a heady player, a take charge guy. And Manning, again, doing a good job of sealing his man and then going to get the ball.
Cedric Hunter was extending the pressure there on Gary Thompkins, and now they fall back inside as Greer goes reverse layup.
Greer, what talent in those two guys, Greer and Manning, as individuals. Both clubs playing well with those two kids, just outstanding.
Manning over Spinks, doesn't get the foul. Greer with the rebound.
They've got numbers.
Thompkins on a 3-on-1 to Greer. He didn't get out of the way and runs into Turgeon. He made a beautiful behind-the-back feed to Greer as a trailer, but Thompkins made contact on a smart move defensively by Mark Turgeon.
Well, this is the veteran Turgeon right here. You see Thompkins, he's looking one way, takes his eyes off. He knows that man. He's got to anticipate that he's going to get jammed. That should not happen right here. Here's Greer. A duck to the inside, out the outside. Now the reverse using the basket to ward off the defensive player. Excellent move by the All-American candidate.
Now that is foul number 4 on Gary Thompkins, who has played remarkable basketball tonight. Mark Turgeon will be at the line. Turgeon is hitting 78% of his free throws for the year as Larry Brown is working on one of the referees. Here's Turgeon, 1-and-1. He gets it.
Well, Turgeon, that was a real heady play by him on the defensive end. That was the only thing he could do. He was in a bad position. It's going to be 2 for Iowa State. Did the smart thing, and he came up with the big play.
10 minutes, 58 seconds left to play. Turgeon with a pair, cuts the margin to 15.
Might keep that play in mind because that's a big one. That's a 4-point swing.
Terry Woods gets ready to check in now at the scorer's table, probably for Gary Thompkins, who's playing with 4 fouls. Keep in mind that Sam Hill has 4 and has been on the bench for about 3 minutes. Schafer trouble baseline, back to Thompkins to Schafer. He'll fire, short, rebound, down to Turgeon, and the break is coming. Cedric Hunter all the way.
Thompkins had to back off of that. He made the smart play, so there was another case where that foul was crucial on the other end. It forced him to back off there defensively, but it was a smart play on his part. He's more valuable in the ball game now to play the last 10 minutes if he can stay in there than trying to stop 2 points.
The lead has been cut to 13. Greer to Schafer, left open momentarily, fires, and a foul called. And it's going to be against Jeff Geldner, the 6'5 freshman from Charleston, Illinois.
Here again, Schafer, an excellent passer. They drop into defense. Schafer, he hits him, he penetrates, gets grabbed by Geldner. Geldner's a young man Iowa State fans will not be much aware of, but he's a freshman, and he's played well in the last 3 or 4 ball games.
Now, Gary, tell us about Cedric Hunter. He's on the bench holding that left ankle, and Pritchard is back in with 4 fouls.
Well, Cedric Hunter sprained that ankle, as I mentioned earlier in the telecast, and he missed a couple ball games. Notre Dame and Missouri played and started in the Oklahoma game Saturday, so I'm sure that's tender, and he must have turned it a little bit. He probably will not sit out long.
Tom Schafer, perfect at the line tonight. Also back in there now, Chris Piper has come in replacing Geldner. Piper playing on 4 fouls as Schafer with 20 points in the ball game makes it 21.
If Iowa State on offense could isolate Pritchard and get him in a one-on-one situation with that 4 fouls, I think it'd be their advantage because he is that outside threat.
Terry Woods in there now in place of Gary Thompkins. Shot by Pritchard, won't fall, and Elmer Robinson down with the rebound. Woods brings it up in a hurry.
There's another place where Iowa State will miss Thompkins. With his experience, he has the ability to penetrate and get all the way to the basket.
Robinson, 3-point range, air ball to Greer.
That's one of those plays like I saw in the game at Indiana and Wisconsin last night. The only way you're going to score there is if the guy shoots an air ball.
Nice pass, huh, Gary?
Right. That's what he'll tell him in the locker room.
Robinson, cheap foul, little ticky-tacky touch there, inadvertent, but he did get him, and that's going to be a foul on Elmer Robinson, and now Chris Piper will go to the line with a 1-and-1.
And I looked over at the bench of Iowa State to their coaching staff, and right away they're up telling Elmer Robinson, stay on your feet, stay on your feet.
He did. He just couldn't get out of the way of the contact there. That's number 3 on Elmer. Piper at the line, 1-and-1. Hard off the heel of the rim, but gets the nice shooter's roll right straight down. And Piper, 1 for 1 at the line tonight, 11 points. Hasn't played much in the second half due to 4 fouls in his corner. And it's back to a 16-point lead for Iowa State, 74-58. Down to 15 now.
The thing about fouls like that, those excuse me fouls, is it deadens the clock. That's in Iowa State's favor now. Take time off the clock, and you also then give them this chance to score while the clock is not running.
Clock is down to 9:15 left to go in the ball game, and Sam Hill and Gary Thompkins getting some needed rest. Into Greer from Woods.
Great penetration.
Count it. Oh, count it and love it.
There's Woods right there. I said something about Thompkins penetrating. Well, Woods says, I'm going to show you I can penetrate too. And then Greer up for it, and the 5th foul on Piper, which is really crucial because of his defensive ability. Here's the second look, and there's Piper, no doubt about the fouls. He cracks him right around the elbow area, his 5th.
20 points in the ball game for Jeff Greer.
We've said it before about this Iowa State ball club as you look at Jeff, but you wonder where this same club has been that you've seen play the last couple games at home against Missouri and now against Kansas.
Offensive rebound for Schafer, and Iowa State can make it a 4-point possession if they score. Long pass into Greer. He's fouled again, and he'll go to the line again as Alvarado gets him this time.
Elmer Robinson's been a key player. There's a lot of key players for Iowa State in this ball game. Here's Elmer, a good passer. Look at him whip that pass in. Strong wrist. Greer gets away, gets hacked right there by Sean Alvarado. He's got a chance that Spinks follows it up, which of course it won't count.
Well, unofficially, I have Greer 6 out of 8 at the line tonight in my book. And he has a chance right here to make it a 22-point night thus far.
Kansas in trouble right now, I feel, with Piper out with 4 fouls, a good passer, good defensive player. Pritchard with 4 fouls, their outside threat, and also a pretty good passer.
Iowa State leads by 19 points. Cedric Hunter throws it away.
You see, Kansas playing now with that bench in there, and they have not been that deep as far as talented players. I think Larry Brown has done a heck of a job with this club this year, having lost all the talent that he lost last season, as much as 4 starters.
Turnovers, as you saw, 11-5, part of the story of the game. Rebound, Danny Manning on the misfire by Darryl Spinks, and Kansas trying to pick up the pace now. Hunter down in traffic, lets her fly. And the rebound comes down to Greer. Lead pass to Robinson, just overthrown out of bounds. Good intentions there as Iowa State had a 3-on-1 going.
Greer with alert and seeing ahead, just overthrew.
Time down to 8 minutes, 17 seconds left to play. Iowa State by 19.
I saw Saturday Kansas have Oklahoma down about 18 with 10 minutes to go. But Kansas is not as explosive an offensive club as Oklahoma, so it'll be a tough job for them to come back now.
Harris left wide open in the corner. He won't shoot it. Turgeon will. Rebound, knocked around, Manning, and Spinks gets him. And I don't believe the basket will count. On Darryl Spinks, that will be foul number 4.
And there's the play that Schafer was talking about earlier. Not going out and rushing out on Harris. Staying in there deep until the defense, Spinks in this case, gets time to come around and front on Manning.
And there is the man that they're waiting to bring back in. But they're going to try to give Sam all the rest they can. Hill with 4 fouls also. Now Larry Brown goes to the bench, brings in Milt Newton to replace Keith Harris. Newton, a 6'4" sophomore forward. Harris only a freshman. And Manning at the line hitting 8 of 12. Boy, Manning just keeps pumping them in. And now Mark Urquhart comes in to relieve Elmer Robinson. Robinson in the ball game. 12 points and has been playing his heart out.
Well, Iowa State is 7-2 on the year when they out-rebound their opponents. Right now, I think they're up about 4 rebounds. You quoted a stat earlier on their winning if they shoot over 50%. So both of those factors are riding good for the Iowa State fans right now.
We are 7 minutes, 53 seconds away from another Hilton Coliseum victory celebration, if Iowa State can hold on.
Do you know this man? Every veteran should. He's a full-time Veterans of Foreign War service officer, and he's ready to help you receive your rightful benefits completely free of charge. There's someone like him at every Veterans Administration regional office. The service is for any veteran, not just VFW members. The VFW is working to preserve your benefits. For more information, contact the VFW service officer at any VA regional office or write to VFW, Washington, D.C.
With the tax law changes, there's a lot of confusion regarding IRAs. Everybody can still have an IRA. The tax deductibility of that depends on some different rules. Our training and resources at United Bank allows us to help the customer make a better investment decision. I feel this gives us the winning difference in providing this good service to our customers.
A United Bank IRA. That's a winning difference you can bank on when you bank United. United Federal Savings Bank of Iowa.
Your local law enforcement agency needs help. If you've witnessed a crime, call Polk County Crime Stoppers at 223-1400.
Well, the excitement continues next Tuesday evening at 7. Billy Tubbs and the Oklahoma Sooners will be here to face the Cyclones. Join us right here on the Cyclone Television Network.
The Sooners, George, are ranked 14th in the nation. The Kansas Jayhawks 15th this week. And believe you me, the way the Cyclones are playing, they should be ranked higher than that from this performance tonight. Look at the shooting. Kansas 25% second half. Turnovers 11-5. And the points off turnovers 10-2 Iowa State. As you look at Larry Brown doing some coaching from the sideline. And now Kansas coming out with full court pressure. Just under 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Into Urquhart, back to Greer, up to Woods, and here they come with a 3-on-2. To Schafer.
Good job by Woods of finding an open man and staying away from the offensive charge.
80-61. A 19-point lead, the biggest of the night. It's been tied a couple of times there in 19. Manning inside, working on Spinks, and they call it on Terry Woods this time. So Manning will go back to the line, and the down official called it, and Johnny Orr doesn't like the whistle because he didn't believe that Ralph Pickett really had a view of the play. The outside officials did not call it.
I think what Johnny Orr would also like is his guards out there with Turgeon particularly outside. Drop in. Keep that ball out of Manning's hand. If Kansas is going to beat you right now, I think you'd rather have him beat it with Turgeon hitting from outside than getting the ball in Manning's hand.
25 points for Danny Manning tonight.
If Manning gets the ball right now from here on in, he's going to do something with it. He's going to get the shot up or make a move. Somehow he's going to get it to the basket.
The lead cut to 18, 17 now. Manning with 26. Greer being trapped. Dribbling away from pressure, gets it to Urquhart, ahead to Terry Woods. Behind the back dribble, and he'll take it all the way. Blocked, Schafer back up, blocked again. And a great defensive play by Milt Newton.
Well, Woods should have given that ball off the wingman on the left, which was Greer. He had a 3-on-1 situation.
Manning is parked in the paint. There should be a 3-second call, but nothing whistled. Here's Urquhart with the tip. Outside to Greer. To Woods.
Oh, there's a great pass by Greer. A great move, not only hitting the open man like should have been done the last time, but also avoiding the foul. What a great athlete, Jeff Greer.
Cedric Hunter drops it inside. Easy basket for Mark Randall. Everybody's bottling up Danny Manning, so they figure somebody's got to be open, and they were. Woods kicks it out to Schafer. He'll fire. Doesn't hit it. Greer with a rebound outside. Sets it up, and Johnny wants him to take some time now. Don't play Kansas's catch-up game. Let's eat up some time and get a good shot.
Well, I think that's exactly right. Not going into delay. When they get it on the break, keep running, or the good shot like they got from Schafer, now they can eat it up when they get in the half court and look for the shot. Good ball fake. Oh. There needs to be more of that in basketball by players, I think, is that ball fake. You can move the defense so well with just a little ball fake.
24 points for Jeff Greer, and Hilton Coliseum is rocking tonight.
Hey, bartender.
Yeah, what'll it be?
Just ask me, what do you have?
What'll you have?
Hoppin' flavor.
What'll you have?
A real bobbin' flavor. Give me a pass. A blue, blue ribbon. Pass the ribbon beer. Rockin' taste is what I favor. True blue taste is what I savor. Give me a pass.
we like.
In the last 3 years, the Gar Seed Company has covered a lot of ground. We started with 13,000 customers. The next year, 40,000. And last year, 65,000 farmers bought Garst hybrids. So if you haven't tried us, maybe you should. Because the next thing you know, you're going to see Garst everywhere you look.
Come to Garst Paydays, February 19th through the 21st.
It's serious, Sam. Can anything be done about this?
Call the American Heart Association. They'll tell you how you can reduce your chance of heart disease.
There's the story, believe it or not. 6:04 remaining, and Iowa State leading by 19. Shooting percentage 54.1% here in the second half. 18 for Kansas, and the scoring 38-27, and most of Kansas's points have come on free throws. And look at this, Kansas State leading Oklahoma State in the second half, 41-24.
Iowa State Cyclones and their fans know what it's like to be on the short end of the shooting percentages, because that's what happened to them down at Lawrence, Kansas. That they've just played a great basketball game here in the first 35 minutes.
Milt Newton from three-point range, and that's the first legitimate long shot Kansas has hit in minutes.
As I said, Milt Newton has the capabilities to score. He's 5 out of 12 from that three-point range, and he's been playing a limited amount of time during the year.
5.5 minutes to go. Spinks wide open for a moment, decides to take it. Short, Greer rebounds, and he'll bring it out, and they'll reset the 45.
Iowa State has really been on those offensive boards. The first half they had 4 putbacks. Nice pass by Urquhart.
And Spinks is fouled. And Spinks will go to the line with a couple. Nice give and go.
Well, you're going to see Mark Urquhart, a walk-on here, started about 5, maybe 8 or 9 games for Iowa State this year. Doesn't ever seem to hurt you. Not flashy. There he makes a good pass.
Foul is on Milt Newton, his first, and Darryl Spinks goes to the line, hitting only 43% from the line this year. But boy, he could raise that average real quickly with a couple of big ones here. Spinks with 1 basket tonight. Doesn't hit the first. Only a sophomore from Detroit, Michigan, 6'9".
Iowa State, if you're thinking about them as they go down, here we got Iowa State stepping in too quick and lose the point. I think he pointed at Jeff Greer.
Well, the lane violation on Greer, they're going to take it away.
Well, that doesn't happen very often on the step in.
Ron Zetcher, the referee, making the call, and they take the only free throw that Darryl Spinks made tonight away from it. Sam Hill goes in for Spinks now. Hill playing on 4 fouls. He'll be working on Manning. Round to Newton, 3-point range. Doesn't hit it. Manning with the follow. And it's in and out. Newton tries to tip it up and in and gets it.
Manning left. Manning thought that he had got the tip in and it was down and went around and out. But Kansas did come up with it.
Well, Iowa State's lead now
to be, double team.
Is down to 14, and Milt Newton fouls Jeff Greer and catches him across the eye. Greer wincing out there a little bit. Second foul on Newton.
Real break for the Cyclones right there, because that's turnover country there. Johnny Orr hollering to somebody to go get the ball. Doesn't want to come across, bring that ball across half court and then stop right there where you got the sideline and the 10-second line as defenders.
Jeff Greer going to the line. He's been there a lot tonight. 84-70. And Elmer Robinson checks back in now to the Cyclone lineup for Mark Urquhart. And Urquhart will get a nice hand.
One of the pluses for Johnny Orr is never able to go too deep with the amount of playing time. In the second half, jumping out to that lead, he's been able to rest some people. Sometimes forced with Hill because of foul trouble, but he's able to get Robinson out for a breather.
In and out for Greer, 24 points. And now Kansas can cut the margin to 12. Plenty of time left. Manning loses it. Taken down by Schafer. And now I would think that Iowa State wants to run some time down here if they can.
This game is not out of the woods. We're cutting it down to 14 points.
Schafer has it stripped momentarily. Woods decides to keep going. Feeds inside to Greer. It's good, and a great assist from Terry Woods.
Well, that's the penetration we're talking about. Little kid's Woods right here will get the penetration on the baseline. Watch him. Little handoff. Hunter goes between. Little nonchalant, tries to reach behind, does get it, and then an in-between pass. Tough pass, but a good pass. And Grayer again on that free throw line for a three-point opportunity.
Fouls on. Well, there's Kevin Pritchard, 7 points tonight. And Grayer at the line. Doesn't hit it. Boy, he's missed a couple here just recently. Both of which would have been big efforts. He did get the basket, keep in mind. Turgeon has it slapped away. Down to 4 minutes, 5 seconds to play. Turgeon from 3. Doesn't hit it. Rebound, Cedric Hunter. And he gets 2.
From Iowa State standpoint, that's all right when a kid shoots it in like that. You want to make him now for the last 4 minutes. Shoot it in. You want to deaden that clock or foul.
Inside to Woods, and he'll bring it out.
Kansas got to keep putting pressure on. I said they lost a lot of defense with Piper out of there.
Iowa State has lost a little momentum in the past couple of moments as they try to slow it down. And Kansas has closed the gap now to 14. Give and go. Robinson loses the handle. Had the bounce pass from Hill, and it was just a little hard. Now Gelner coming into the lineup for Kansas. 6'5" freshman from Charleston. He'll go in replacing Milt Newton. And also coming in, number 10, that's Richard Scooter Berry, who will come in as a sophomore from Oakland. He'll replace Cedric Hunter.
A little surprised at that change with Hunter.
Kansas can cut it down to a dozen if they score here now. Everybody's sagging on Danny Manning in the paint. Here's Gelner from 3.
Gelner, I said, has been playing pretty good basketball for Larry Brown, particularly during the conference season. He had 16 points in the last 3 ball games and has shot the ball well.
Iowa State's lead is cut to 11 as they slow it down now. Kansas is coming back. Kicking the ball. They'll reset the 45.
You want to be careful around Manning. He's got quick hands and long reach.
Boy, this game's going to go down to the wire. It's 2:54 left.
Key here is you'll get a new 45-second clock. And we talked earlier about the 14-point lead might not be enough and how Oklahoma came back on Kansas down there after they were down 18. But Kansas without the offensive guns, I'll say again, the Oklahoma club.
Woods in trouble baseline. Finds Hill. He is having a banner night. 18 points for Sam Hill. And he may be our player of the game tonight. He's having a season best.
Well, he has had an excellent ball game. It takes those other people. That ball's kept a little bit by Schafer. He's got it.
Woods fires on the run. He's fouled by Turgeon.
Right there, taking that shot, you probably just as soon take that ball back out in this particular instance with the clock down to 2:20 and run the clock if you can't get the layup now.
Terry Woods will be at the line shooting 2. First time there tonight. Woods comes into the ball game a 45.5% free throw shooter. Hasn't been very successful at the line. Woods gets half of it. But that's a big one. 89-75, and the lead's back to 14, and there's the time remaining. Manning wants to go inside. He traveled.
I guess on that substitution with Hunter, he figures Berry, they're looking all at three-point range. They're giving up his penetration. Figure the only way to catch up is the three-point shot, but still they try and go into Manning.
Turnovers 13-7. Kansas leading in a category that you never like to brag about. But boy, I'll tell you what, here's Turgeon. He fouls Woods. Johnny wants 2 shots, but he's only going to get 1 and 1.
Well, Johnny's getting excited. This is going to be a big win for Iowa State, and it's important as you look for their placing in the tournament where you can end up. You do not want to go down there and have to play 1-2. top teams, one of the two top teams, or and maybe Iowa State with a run can work themselves up where they get down where they can play in a 4th and 5th.
Long off the iron. Turgeon rebounds. Keep in mind, Iowa State was the only team to defeat Kansas last year. Turgeon from 3, Manning with the follow, and what a follow it was.
There's Manning. Let's see. We've got.
And now what do we got?
Well, Manning hit that ball, knocked it out of bounds. There should be a warning on that at least to him because that kills the clock.
Well, timeout on the court with 1:46 to play, and Iowa State leading by a dozen.
Being fit seems like a far-off goal, but you can get there in a series of steps. Start with a checkup. Then begin a regular exercise program, like daily walks. Eat a good balance of nutritious foods and get enough rest. Learn to deal with stress. And remember that smoking and abusing alcohol or drugs can ruin your health. Soon you'll be feeling up to par, or even better. A message from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
While taking her daughter to perform in the Fayetteville High concert, Gail Foster had to make an unexpected stop. Their insurance agent also did something unexpected. She knew many service stations close on Sunday, so she arranged a tow, then came out herself. Took them to the concert, and even stayed for the performance. The Fosters have a shelter agent, and that makes all the difference in the world. Personal service. At Shelter, it's a matter of personal pride.
Well, the Cyclones lead Kansas 89-77. We mentioned at the top of the show that Larry Brown was looking for his first win in Ames. Well, it's not going to happen this year. Larry Brown, you see him talking to Ralph Pickett, has never won here. Now let's go back to Mark and Gary.
And there is Larry Brown, one of the greatest gentlemen in the game today. A sincere friend, spent about 10 minutes just visiting with us before the game as his team was shooting. And keep in mind, he has done a remarkable job wherever he's gone. Whom to foul now? Well, I would imagine you'd like to foul Spinks if he's in there, and since he's not, Terry Woods might be the man that Kansas picks on.
I mentioned about Larry Brown, those red uniforms. He's a superstitious individual, but he didn't overcome the jinx tonight.
They're going to foul Woods here anytime, and he's playing a little keep away, and Iowa State wants to run the 45 down, and Manning fouls Sam Hill, and Hill is also a good free throw shooter this year, hitting 80% of his shots.
A good look at Danny Manning, a super player, second-team All-American last year, and a smart player. Right there, he goes after the ball so that he gets the 1-and-1, even though time is running out on Kansas.
Had only 8 points versus Kansas in Lawrence, and tonight here, Sam Hill has got 18 going for 20.
He's got 7 rebounds up there. I don't know about assists, but he had 3 assists in the first half. So he's given Iowa State the kind of effort that he was giving them last season. It's been definitely an off year for Sammy overall.
90-77, and Sam Hill is having the game of his life tonight. Kansas trailing by 14 again with a minute to go. Manning fires, and he hits it.
Does he get rid of that ball quick? He shoots it from right in his nose, but it's gone so fast that you can't get to it.
They don't want to foul Greer unless they have to. And they better hurry on the 10 seconds. Greer over to Robinson. Out to Woods. They'll foul him. But Iowa State is going to put this one in the win column. The 15th ranked Kansas Jayhawks have lost only twice in the Big 8 this year. They're headed for number 3 right now. Turgeon hits the jumper, and Larry Brown calls timeout for Turgeon. That is his first field goal in the ball game. 4 points. It's 91-81. Iowa State with 43 seconds to play.
You mentioned about the losses, the 2 losses Kansas had won. Had won 12 out of 14 ball games. The 2 losses was Missouri and Oklahoma. Now they'll get one here at Iowa State.
Our Cyclone player of the game is Sam Hill, and the Cyclone Television Network will donate $100 to a scholarship fund that at the end of the year will be awarded to a Cyclone athlete who wishes to pursue a postgraduate education. Hill, with 20 points in the ball game tonight, has played absolutely spectacularly. And right now, George Turner, you've got some thank yous down on the other end of the court.
We'd like to thank Kansas University Athletic Director Monty Johnson, Sports Information Director Doug Vance, Coach Larry Brown and his staff, as well as Iowa State University Athletic Director Max Urich, Assistant Athletic Director Dave Cox, Sports Information Director Dave Starr, and Coach Johnny Orr and his staff for their assistance in the production of tonight's game. Now back for the finish.
43.1 seconds remaining in the ball game. And Johnny Orr's team has never looked better this year.
Well, I think this is the best they've worked and the best they've run the break. We talked about the fast break being a key for both clubs, being able to get the cheap basket. Iowa State has got 26 points off fast breaks, and Kansas only 10 points.
Tell you, Gary, Iowa State perhaps did look as good offensively against Auburn down at Texas El Paso over the holidays, but not as good defensively. And tonight, they have put it all together. 43 seconds to go. Kansas trails by 10. It would take a miracle, but they're still working for one. To Robinson, to Greer, back to Robinson. Needs to get it across, and does. But he's fouled. The foul is going to be called on Scooter Berry, and Elmer Robinson will go to the line with 1 and 1.
Well, the only people happier than Cyclone fans and his Iowa State team and that man right there and his staff, Johnny Orr, will be Oklahoma and Missouri fans. This is going to put this Big 8 conference in a three-way tie at the top.
Johnny Orr pulls all of his Cyclones out of the lane. He wants no fouls down on the offensive end of the court. Robinson at the line is 3 for 3 tonight. Misses that one. A dozen points for Robinson in the game. Turgeon will launch from 3 and hits it. And all of a sudden, we are back down to a 7-point ball game. Greer gets it into Schafer, and he is fouled. Now, if Iowa State doesn't hit the free throws, Kansas could possibly come back here.
I'm looking up there at the timeouts, and Kansas does not have any timeouts, so that's going to hurt them. They've used them up. They used a couple during the middle parts of the half, first half and second half, to cut down Iowa State rally. So it's going to be tough, but it's, as we said, 14 points with about 4.5 minutes to go is not impossible in this day and age, particularly that three-point play. Johnny Orr is trying to get out and put some pressure and take the ball out of Turgeon's hand.
Here's Schafer now. Schafer has been 7 out of 7 at the line. And I think they picked the wrong man to foul right there. 8 out of 8.
Well, there's the guy. He's still coaching. He's trying to get Elmer now up on the other side to take the long pass away. Johnny Orr, the man that has filled this Coliseum the last couple of years for Iowa State.
Turgeon stripped to the ball by Greer. Ahead to Robinson. Here it is.
That put the captor on this ball game to the delight of Iowa State fans.
Turgeon hits it, and a foul call. Wait a minute. It's called on Sam Hill, and he fouls out with 5 seconds to play. Hill is out of the ball game as I believe Turgeon went inside. What are they calling now? Larry Brown is upset with something.
Well, I don't know whether Larry is saying that on the foul. If he's saying now you call him. Why call him now? It's probably what he's saying.
And the Cyclone player of the game is getting quite a round of applause. Sam Hill. Turgeon at the line. It's academic now. 5 seconds left to go. He hits one hard off the rim. Rebound up and no good. Still tipped. Greer down with the rebound. And a foul called. No time on the clock. Did the horn sound? Did the horn sound? It may be over. It is over. And Iowa State has defeated the 15th ranked Kansas Jayhawks 95-86. And Larry Brown goes home still wanting his first win at Hilton Coliseum. Listen to the fans.